know me by now, you know that whenever I start off clapping, you are in for a hell of a ride. What's up, everyone? It's your boy Infrar-Ed. Welcome to the Scott Report, as I am bringing you an anime review, the debut of the long-awaited 91 days. Welcome to the world of blood, bullets, and booze, as we get a seinen anime, an anime that with some adult themes where everybody's not in high school, and it is a breath of fresh air, as it's always good to see this type of series. At least to me, I love mafia stories, I love revenge stories, and this is gonna give me that all in one. As 91 days, a majority of it takes place, well, not a majority of it, actually all of it takes place in the city of Lawless during the Prohibition era, and most of the characters are gonna be Italian, so I can't wait to see a dub of this because it's just gonna fit it oh so well, reminiscent to series like Black Lagoon and another anime that set Summer on Fire last year, Gangsta, as it has the vibe of both of those put together, and that is never a bad thing at all. So without further ado, let's get down to the breakdown, as we start off with a man by the name of Bruno, who is so reclusive that people in the town don't even know if he's alive or dead, they say, as he keeps to himself, he does what he wants, and he straight up lives in a house that has nothing in it but a bed, a chair, and cans of food. That is absolutely it. One day while he's going home, he gets a letter to his residence, but it is addressed to a man by the name of Angelo Laguso. So he takes his letter upstairs, he looks into the letter and sees that it's a little boy, a picture of a little boy, and he's staring at it very sinisterly as he starts laughing and says Venetti to himself. And this is where things start to open up for this series rather quickly, as we get into a flashback. In the flashback, we come to find out that the little boy in the picture's name was Luce, and he was actually the main character of Bruno, whose real name is Angelo Laguso, who the letter was addressed to. And his little brother, Luce, and him were friends with another kid by the name of Cortero, and they were all playing around one day, just being kids. However, when Cortero's gone home, you know, Angelo's mother gives him some money and gives him some food because his mother's sick. He says, go home, take this to your mom, you have a good night. All seems well, and the two kids are in the closet playing hide and seek, waiting on Angelo's dad to come home. When he does get there, however, he is met by a group of mobsters who come in and holds a gun to Angelo's dad and tells him that the Don has been killed. Now, he suspects that he was killed by the rival gang called the Orco family. However, this man by the name of Vince, holding him at gunpoint, reveals that it wasn't the Orco family, but him himself, as he holds the gun up to Angelo's dad. He goes in, but for the most part, a man with a knife, no matter how badass you are, aren't going to be able to beat the entire mob of people with guns. But before he was taken down, the mother also ran out there. When she was struck, that's when Luce ran out of the closet, even though Angelo tried to hold him back. And you know how gangs work. Once a kid, mother, whoever it is, gets out there, they can't leave any evidence. So when they killed Angelo's father, they killed the mother, and they killed Luce, the little brother, as well. And they began to take chase because they knew it was another kid left. So Angelo's on the pursuit, and he's chased by a man by the name of Nero. However, he's not found. In the middle of that night, he goes to his friend Cortero's house. They kind of skip over it, but I'm pretty sure he told him what was wrong, as Cortero says, you can stay here as long as you like because we're brothers now. I'm sure my family will be okay with this. However, Angelo does not want to bring this type of trouble to his friend Cortero, as he leaves in the morning and he's not seen again until 7 years later. We are in a city called Lawless, 1920s, the Prohibition era, as we catch up with Cortero, or Coteo. I'm pretty sure I'm misspelling it. I think it's Coteo. Anyway, he is straight up selling hooch out of mason jars in a bar. That's how it got down in the 1920s, because back then liquor was like gold because you straight up couldn't sell it. However, he refuses to sell to the mob, as he straight up hates him. And I'm pretty sure that has to do with what happened to his friend Angelo back in the day. Of course, the mafia doesn't take too well to that and decide to give him the beats and start tearing up his booze as well, only for him to be stopped, the goon that was doing it, to be stopped by the returning Angelo, now going by the name of Bruno, who tells his friend, look, I'm back in town. We really need to start selling this booze to the mafia if we're going to make any real money. And this is where our story of 91 days start to open up, as he's going to use the prohibition law and to sell this booze as his way into the criminal underworld to get revenge on the Venetti family, who were actually responsible for killing his family. Straight up revenge. This movie, it feels like a movie. That's what I meant to say. It feels like a movie. The whole pacing, the music, the tone, everything of this series is like sitting back watching Goodfellas or something like that. And that is always a good thing as we see a contrast of two characters, because Angelo's been gone for 7 years, and I'm pretty sure being on his own for 7 years, he's learned some things that were very resourceful to him as he learned to survive. However, with Coteo, he's actually selling the booze to try to make money for him to go to school, and he hates the mob, so you're going to see kind of a light and dark between these two. And he seems to be the brains of the operation, as well as when they got to the point where they were going to meet up with the Orko family and sell the booze, he was responsible for them escaping, as he came up with the plan for them to use, you know, the booze as a fire or a bomb for them to escape. So I hope he actually makes it through this, but you know how mob stories are. He's probably the person that's gonna die. It's always the good person that dies in these type of stories, and it's only gonna drive Angelo to want revenge even more. Now, the standout character in this episode was definitely a man by the name of Fongo, who is the newest member of the Orko family. And this guy's just a straight up savage, as even fire didn't stop him from trying to get that booze as they were trying to escape him. This dude's killing people. He's looking for Nero, who is the son of the Don now. And ironically, this is also who our character's looking for as well. However, we found out in a nice twist at the end of the episode that a group of the people that they were selling the booze to and end up helping them escape was actually Nero himself. So overall, the plan with Bruno is going to be to get in good with this Nero, since he's the son of the man who's responsible for killing his family. Get in good with him, probably kill him and make his way to the top of the mafia if he chooses to go that way, or maybe he just wants straight up revenge. But you know what they say about revenge is when you're on that path, you always dig two graves. Of course, one for your victim and one for yourself as well, as it always never end clean. And if it does, you're still going to be on a run the rest of your life. I mean, I'm just excited with the possibilities that this series is going to bring us. And also, we didn't get it this week, was a little bit disappointing, but the opening for this series is going to be done by TK, and I cannot wait for him to go in, as I am sure that's going to be opening of the season. We haven't heard anything from TK since Psycho-Pass Season 2. And if you don't know who he is, he did the opening for Psycho-Pass Season 2. He did the first opening in Psycho-Pass, and most notably, he done the opening to Tokyo Ghoul. And if you don't like the opening to Tokyo Ghoul, then you don't have a soul. I mean, that song is just great. So that's it for 91 Days. Very excited to get into this. It's an anime original, so hopefully it don't fall flat and they already have a plan of where it's going and they're not making up a story on the fly. But also, it doesn't have a manga or anything to hold any expectations to, and hopefully they adapted it well and it just doesn't fall flat like Cabaneri, which was also an original, but ultimately ended up falling flat in the second half of the season. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. If you guys like the video, go ahead and drop it a like. If you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as there's not a shortage of content that I will have for you on this channel. And as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that. So thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Infrar-Ed signing out. See you soon.